My name is Justin Valentine. I have been the voice of University of Michigan-Dearborn Athletics live broadcast along with Matthew Lorneck for the last 3 years, and I have the pleasure to serve as your MC tonight. I would like to welcome everyone to the 2019 All Sports Banquet. There we go. You're allowed to clap. Don't be afraid to clap. It's good. Tonight is a celebration of achievements of the UM-Dearborn student athletes in competition in the classroom as well as throughout the community. We will honor student athletes who are national scholar athletes, those that have persevered through adversity, as well as the top male and female athletes and newcomer athletes of the year, among many others. The University of Michigan-Dearborn would like to extend a special thank you to Tiffany Commander and the University of Michigan Credit Union for sponsoring tonight's event. The University of Michigan Credit Union is a proud supporter of U of M Dearborn Athletics, and we thank you for your continued commitment to our student athletes. There we go. Shout out to this table right here to get that clap going. I would like to welcome tonight's keynote speaker, Patrick Hughes, a former U of M Dearborn men's basketball student athlete and newly inducted Hall of Famer. In addition, we welcome student athletes, coaches, parents, family, and friends for joining us for a celebration of our year-long achievements. On behalf of the entire university and department, thank you for your support and attendance. It is now my pleasure to introduce Director of Athletics and Recreation, Matt Boudre, for our opening remarks.
Good evening, and again, welcome to the 2019 All Sports Banquet. We gather tonight to celebrate the achievements of our outstanding student athletes, programs, and staff. I would like to start this evening by welcoming Chancellor Domenico Grasso. Chancellor Grasso has been one of our, yes, we're going to applause a lot tonight, so go ahead. The biggest task would be if you can keep that energy high as we progress through the evening as we honor recipients. Chancellor Grasso has been one of our biggest supporters and has graciously helped the University of Michigan-Dearborn Department of Athletics and Recreation continue to grow and achieve higher levels of success. His support has led to tremendous advancements that we as a department have made, including success in competition, accomplishments in the classroom, and advancement towards our goal of creating a first-class experience for all of our student athletes and programs. We're excited to work with Chancellor Grasso to help us build a proud and successful athletics program. With Chancellor Grasso's commitment and support to athletics this past year, we've continued renovations in the University of Michigan-Dearborn Fieldhouse, Ice Arena, and Wellness Center. The past year also saw the first year of competition for men's and women's bowling, along with preparations for men's and women's golf and women's ice hockey, beginning with the 2019-20 academic year. The additions will bring the total number of programs to 14 varsity and 2 varsity club, the highest total in UM-Dearborn athletics history. The 2018-19 academic year has been the first for Chancellor Grasso, and his guidance, leadership, and vision has already made a significant impact on UM-Dearborn athletics and the university community as a whole. The momentum and traditions, including the new Block M in front of the UC, which unlike Ann Arbor, we want you to touch to bring you luck, has built in a very short time period at UM-Dearborn excitement, inspiration, and his commitment to athletics will allow our Wolverines to reach new standards of success in the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce and welcome Chancellor Domenico Grasso to the stage to receive a jersey with his name and number 6 to celebrate his appointment as the 6th Chancellor of the University of Michigan-Dearborn and provide our opening remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. It's a pleasure to be here, dressed appropriately as a Wolverine. And I want to welcome all the student athletes, the parents, and thank all the coaches and Matt for all his terrific work this past year. One of the first things that I did when I came to the University of Michigan-Dearborn is do some restructuring. And one of the things I did was change Matt's reporting line to report to me directly, because I feel athletics are so important that they should report to the highest level at the university. I know that, I think you should applaud, because you all deserve it. Student athletes are a very rare breed. They make up a very small percentage of the campus community. They are responsible for a great deal of pride on the campus. They take their time and they have to divide it among many different competing demands. So I think that for this reason alone, student athletes are a group to be celebrated on campus. I was lucky enough to attend several of the events on campus, and I can't tell you how much my wife and I enjoyed going to the events and seeing the sporting, the intensity that was on the courts and on the ice that we saw. It was no different than what you would see in our sister campus in Ann Arbor, and it was right here at U of M-Dearborn. One of the things that I did when I arrived also is I asked my senior leadership team to read a book. It was called Mindset. And I know that many of my senior leaders are very tired of hearing about this. But it's about how your mind is a muscle. And if you can continue to stretch it, you will continue to grow. And you can outcompete people who started with significant advantage. And two examples that they used in the book are comparing Bobby Knight and John Wooden. Now, I know that many of you know who these people are. Some of you may not know who they are, but they were both very famous basketball players. And one had a growth mindset because he continued to develop his players, not just physically and athletically, but mentally. And if you go online, and I strongly encourage you to do this after this event, and just type in John Wooden quotes, you will find a plethora of outstanding inspirational quotes, such as, failing to prepare is preparing to fail, right? That's just one of his many, many quotes that were inspirational. On the other hand, we had another coach who was focused on winning only, and that was indicative of a fixed mindset. If you failed not only on the court, but you failed in life. John Wooden was developing people that were going to go on to have character and be successful in life. That's what we're committed to on this campus, both on the playing fields, on the courts, and in the classroom. I am so happy to have such distinguished individuals as coaches, as administrators, as faculty members on our campus, and it's the student athletes that are putting in so much time that deserve the very best. So I'm going to just end by, just last couple of weeks ago, I had this event here, actually. It was an inauguration, and I ended it because my kids actually played high school sports. They didn't play at the college level, but every time they went out there, they went out to the playing fields or to the courts, and they started with a statement that we inspired in them, and they continued it on. It's go big or go home, but always go blue.
So you've heard I have a new boss, and I've also been provided a directive that we have to conclude by 8 p.m. tonight. That's probably unrealistic, but we'll shoot for 8:15, so we're going to try to get moving quickly into dinner. But before, I want to say thank you to Chancellor Grasso for those kind words and your continued support. As mentioned, tonight is a celebration in recognition of accomplishments in the classroom, in competition, and in the community by our 271 student athletes at UM-Dearborn. This past year was exciting and a successful year for UM-Dearborn athletics. We saw success like never before on the fields of competition, with several teams setting new standards of winning, with others showing substantial improvement, setting the stage for even greater heights in the future. Tonight will be exciting and fun and filled with lots of memories and special honors for years to follow. Before dinner, I would like to recognize the Department of Athletics and Recreation, staff and coaches by asking all members to stand and be recognized. Please stand at this time. You may be seated. I was going to ask you to join me in recognizing their commitment and leadership, but it's obvious. This group is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The staff and coaches' dedication, passion, service is exactly what we want, and we've hired individuals that provide that each and every day. It's an honor to be the athletic director and work with these folks on a daily basis. Also, thank you to our university partners, faculty and staff, many which are in the audience tonight, for your support and work with our student athletes and department. We have many great partners on campus, and we could not accomplish the many moments this past year without their help and support. So please join me in saying thank you to them as well. A few more groups and then we'll get to dinner. I would like to recognize members of the Student Athlete Advisory Council, commonly referred to as SAC. Would the representatives of SAC please stand to receive recognition for your service and representation? Stay standing because you deserve this moment. And as I talk, I want individuals to see each person that serves on this committee. The Student Athlete Advisory Council is comprised of 2 representatives from each varsity sport. This group not only represents and speaks on behalf of their peer student athletes' interests academically, athletically, and socially, but strives to make a difference in the community as well. This past year, they partnered with the Red Cross to host blood drives, collected over 2,000 items for the campus food pantry, one of the largest one-time donations on this campus, adopted 12 families over the holidays, participated in the MLK Day of Service, and hosted a charity field day to support the Miracle League of Plymouth this past Saturday. Amazing, amazing work by this group. Thank you for your willingness to serve, and please continue those efforts here on this campus and elsewhere in life. You may be seated. I would also like to recognize members of the emerging leaders. ELC is comprised of 1 student athlete from each sport nominated by their head coach. This council meets with me on a monthly basis to discuss various topics, but not limited to leadership exercises, including financial workshops, career preparation, personal assessment, health and nutrition, skill development, case studies, and discussions specific to their sport and future. This council serves in addition to, but in conjunction with the Student Athlete Advisory Council. Members of this council are expected to serve as positive role models and citizens for members of their team and community. Thank you for your outstanding leadership and for being positive role models for the department and university. At this time, would the members of the Emerging Leaders Council please stand to be recognized for your efforts and leadership? You may be seated. I have a really fun job. It's an honor to work with each person in this department and university. As you can see, we have great academic, athletic, and leadership accomplishments to celebrate tonight. Please sit back and enjoy tonight's program. And remember, tonight's a celebration. You heard it from our MC earlier. Cheer loudly and proudly. Thank you.
again. Every time we switch, everyone's thinking, okay, is it time to eat yet? Not yet. We'll get there, I promise. At this time, we would like to welcome Tiffany Commander from the University of Michigan Credit Union to the stage for a message. It's always that one person. U of M-Dearborn thanks the University of Michigan Credit Union for its continued support of Wolverine athletics.
Thank you. I consider tonight already a success because I made it up the stairs without falling in front of all of you. All right, great. All right, so good evening, ladies, gentlemen, faculty, staff, and student athletes of the University of Michigan-Dearborn. As you already know, my name is Tiffany Commander, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving on the leadership team at the University of Michigan Credit Union as the branch manager of our U of M-Dearborn location. I am accompanied here tonight with my colleagues Linda Moore and Megan Carey. Go ahead. I want to first take this opportunity to thank both Matt Boudre and Brian Earl for extending us the invitation to be a part of this occasion, so thank you. It is an honor to be here this evening as a sponsor and to celebrate the achievements of our U of M-Dearborn student athletes. As the only financial institution on campus, the University of Michigan Credit Union takes pride in serving our students, their families, and the surrounding Dearborn community with free accounts for life and competitive interest rates on credit cards and loans that are truly second to none. For example, we celebrate our recent graduates by offering auto loans at 2.99%. We take service a step further with a focus on our members' financial well-being. Our financial education department provides workshops for all ages on topics ranging from budgeting to building credit. Last year alone, we saw nearly 400 students at the University of Michigan-Dearborn participate in these events to get the tools they need to succeed and for their financial wellness. Simply put, our mission is to amaze our members and the community in which we serve by working together for our shared success. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful evening, and go Blue.
Now, this is something you guys will not be afraid to clap at. It is now time for the dinner portion of our program. A staff member will notify tables when it's time to go up to the buffet. During dinner, please draw your attention to the video screen, which will highlight team and individual accomplishments, as well as a donor honor roll for their generosity during the 2018-19 academic year. We will bring you up our keynote speaker, Patrick Hughes, at approximately 7 p.m. to deliver the keynote address. Please continue to eat if you are not finished while Patrick begins his address. For a point of reference, the restrooms are located through the gym exit and up the stairs. The men's room is to my left and the women's to my right. On February 8th, 1997, Patrick Hughes put together one of the most memorable performances in the history of the University of Michigan-Dearborn men's basketball program, setting a new standard for scoring excellence that remains the high water mark for the Wolverines to this day. Hughes did not miss any of the 130 games in his 4-year career, finishing with 1,962 points. He remains the Wolverines' all-time leading scorer, and at the end of his career, Hughes also held team records for career games played, career three-point field goals made in a season, and three-point field goals made in a game. His list of honors included being named team captain in his junior and senior seasons, NAIA Great Lakes All-Region in 1996-97, and 6 all-tournament team selections. In June 2018, Patrick was inducted into the inaugural class of the U of M-Dearborn Athletics Hall of Fame. As a professional, Hughes earned success early on as an executive and entrepreneur in the Metro Detroit area. He has worked with several early-stage companies that provide e-commerce solutions. Please welcome Patrick Hughes.
Thank you so much. All right, we're in trouble because I'm going to ad-lib already. So when I had the opportunity and the blessing to be introduced to the Hall of Fame last year. My father gave me, or introduced me, if you will. And, you know, as you can imagine, it's this emotional moment. Your father's there. It's this great culmination of years of hard work. And to see my father introduce me was fantastic. And so he went through that game, and he announced the records, the scoring, and how the one game I had scored 41 points, set the school record, the high water mark, if you will, for scoring. Then turned to me and said, "Oh, and he lost the game." Gotta love Dad. So first of all, let me thank you again. Thank Athletic Director Bowdry, Assistant Athletic Director Earl, Chancellor Grasso, and to all the administrators, coaches, parents, and athletes that made tonight happen. This is fantastic. Thank you for inviting me to join. The university reached back to me last year, and I'm very thankful that they did. It's great reconnecting with a number of people, Dr. Foss, others who, were a big part of your life when you're in your 20s, and a little bit older you get, you become more and more grateful for those things. So thank you very much to all that did that. I remember my athletic banquet 22 years ago, and not much has changed. The suit was maybe a little baggier in those days on me. Tie was a little thinner. Hair might have been a little thicker, a little darker in those days, but other than that, not much has changed. The university program has come a long way. In my day, in the mid-1990s, there were three programs, or four programs rather. There was men's and women's basketball, women's volleyball, and the hockey team. And to see that grow to 13, I feel like I'm a part of that. Now, you are the ones making it happen, but there's an absolute sense of pride of Born Blue. So again, thank you for that as well. And it's exciting to see all the programs grow, not just at the local level, but I was just talking to Coach over here and recruiting players from a couple time zones away. So the reach is fantastic, and I think the power of the story of University of Michigan-Dearborn is being embraced, and more and more student athletes are realizing the beauty and all that is gained from coming to this university and playing athletics. So, I was very fortunate to land here at Evergreen and Michigan Ave. When I was 18 years old, I had this, for me anyway, this rare moment of wisdom where I said, hey, I'm going to go to the school that has the best academic standards and offers me an athletic scholarship. And believe me, there wasn't much more wise that came out of me as an 18-year-old, but that was one thing that certainly was. And at the very end of my senior year, I selected the University of Michigan-Dearborn. Now, bear with me, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and I know it's not easy for everyone here. The basketball program had just been starting over. It was 2 years into its re-existence. So we were redefining not just the athletics side, but the student-athlete side of the equation as well. We would play in front of crowds of between 40 and 50 people, most of which were my family and my teammates' family. And there is a lot of beauty in that when you look back in the rearview mirror and think about those days. But there's challenges too, challenges you as student athletes experience today, like coming back from Kentucky at 4 o'clock in the morning. At the University of Michigan-Dearborn, you go to school at 7 a.m., you get back after it. So there's a lot that gets put on the student athletes, and you should be quite proud. And all this is done not at other schools, but at the University of Michigan. So the standards are the highest. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but that was the beginning of me being born. That was the beginning of the process for me, and I know Born Blue is a hashtag that's used around here, but there's a lot to be taken from that. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Selecting the university was one of the most difficult decisions I ever made, but honestly, it was one of the best. Like I said, reconnecting with everyone is fantastic. I am you in a unique way. So although I haven't met many of you, or most of you really, we have something in common. I understand what it's like to be a student athlete here. I know what it's like to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning on the bus, studying for an exam, but making it happen. I know what it's like to play against teams that sometimes you're outmanned, but you have to out-strategize. You have to be a little sharper. I know what the hockey locker room smells like on a Thursday. That is a challenge. Since we had the same perspective, I thought we'd take a moment. I'd share a little bit about myself. So we ran off some numbers here that really make me seem like I was a heck of a player, and I think sometimes stats don't tell the true story. But in this case, I'm gonna share a few. The one stat that I was most proud of is I played 130 games, and I didn't miss one. Now, I had some hockey friends, Jesse Hubenschmidt, who was inducted to the Hall of Fame, and he said, "Oh boy," and I said, "You hockey guys miss some games. These basketball players, I don't know. I think we made a few more games than you did." So there was a little bit of rivalry there. But here's a couple stats I want you to think about. So I played in 130 games. I had 95 losses. So I want you to process that for a second. 95 times I formally competed, prepared, and failed. Further, I had this reputation of being this three-point shooter that was a deadly assassin, and even the teams we would play would key in on me, or so I would tell the story that that's what happened. But statistically speaking, over my 4-year career, that accounts to 670 missed three-point shots. Yeah, I would giggle too. It's, there's a lot there. So, when I was younger, I'd tell you, that was a byproduct of the tough schedule. That's because of the boxing ones they played on me. That's because I was such a dangerous threat. But I think I'm dodging the truth. The truth is that, you miss a lot, right? And you're not going to make a lot, but you sure got to try. So I embrace those statistics, and when my children ask me about this, my son says, "Well, do you hold this record? Do you hold that record?" And I said, I think I'm in the top 100 athletically for all levels of basketball, Division I, III, NAIA, for most top 100 great players of all time for most three-point shots missed. And somehow I ended up in the Hall of Fame. So don't get caught up in all the wins, because that's not going to determine your success anyway. Through those small failures, I was really being born into the man I've not quite become, because I'm still becoming the person I really intend to be at 44 and only a third through my life. And I am a math major, but I'm also an optimist, so I am only a third through my life. But in all seriousness, any road to success is littered with failure. That was the beginning of being born for me. So, I'm going to tell a couple stories here, and I know we're going to get out of here by midnight, and, I wanted to do my part contributing. So I want to tell you about my first shot. So, I came in, all I ever wanted to do was play basketball. My dream was just to play college basketball. I didn't have any aspirations of sitting up here, with a white beard, talking to you fine people. I just wanted to get in the game. And, my dream came true November 1993. I remember it vividly. We were playing Tiffin University. They had a star center named Jeff Ward, who ironically his son Nick Ward just finished up with Michigan State. And so when the kids are playing in college now, I'm really starting to feel old. But his dad was fantastic, and Tiffin was a highly ranked team. I didn't start in those days. I came off the bench, but the moment came, okay? Drift into the corner. I've been doing this my whole life. Feed me right about where my wife is standing. Take the shot, and it landed right by the AV guy. Nothing but air. So, of course, those things happen. But if you want to be born blue, you got to dream big and get used to missing time to time. So there's another story that I remember vividly, and we were playing Northwood, and our center was in foul trouble, so they called upon me and my hulking 190-pound frame to guard a 6'10", 300-pound center. And I always think his size gets bigger over the years, but maybe it has, I don't know. But this 350-pound guy, was absolutely eclipsing me, and it was cartoonish how small I was against this man. And honestly, my mind wasn't in the right spot, so I wasn't prepared to battle. I wasn't there yet. I didn't realize that I could compete. And at halftime, I remember my coach saying, what are you going to do? You got to do something. And, in my not very intelligent wit, I sarcastically answered, I'm surprised you can even see me behind him. That didn't go over so well. But his casual shaking his head in disgust sent the message that it's not acceptable. And so in the second half, like a hornet that was angry, I circled the man. All 380 pounds that he had could, barely compete with the fact that I was shoving, all within the rules, but shoving, poking, prodding, dancing. And yes, I got a couple fouls, but I got him to throw me a few elbows and a couple more fouls on his side. So, there's plenty of giants out there. If you want to consider yourself born blue, don't ever back down. So my senior season, we were also talking about this before, very humbling. So we had 29 losses my senior season. And we had a coaching change, and we had a lot of teammates that decided to move on. There was for a short period there where I had been the fourth tallest player on my high school team. I was the tallest player on the college team, just for a short period there. But I didn't leave, nor did I ever want to leave, and I certainly didn't want to leave my teammates. So though there were only a handful of wins and a lot of humbling experience in those 29 losses, look, if you want to be born blue, don't ever let your teammates down. So, moving on to my business career, I had some early success. Like announced, I started an e-commerce business with some investors, and we had some modest success. And in 2007, we sold the company, and we began transitioning to work for the large company. And there was a moment that came, and really not an exact day or week, but I became no longer passionate about what I did. The passion was gone. I was no longer growing. I was simply existing. And, I decided, not in the wisest moment, that in a down economy, I was going to leave a high-paying job with 7 weeks vacation, a fantastic pension, for an uncertain startup. And keep in mind, I did have the great fortune of a wife who is either delusional with her belief in me or just the most wonderful person. But either way, she agreed to support us, and that turned out to be a fantastic decision as well. So I was able to find some modest success beyond that. So if you want to, prepare for the future, this is the place. If you want to be born blue, I truly believe the University of Michigan-Dearborn is the place. So, I stated earlier the wisdom, the moment of clarity that I had as an 18-year-old when I selected the University of Michigan-Dearborn. It was one of the best decisions in my life. So now, yes, there are other university programs where you'll be challenged. There are other universities where you can play college athletics. There are other programs where you'll be often asked to outwork your opponents versus only competing on talent. There are other universities where you'll have an elite education far exceeding that of your competition. And there are other universities that may ask all of this of you. But combined, the university and the athletic program experience what university will prepare you better than the University of Michigan. There's no better place than Dearborn, I promise you. It's going to prepare you. So in closing, and I didn't go too long, hopefully, there's a couple different groups of students here, those that have eligibility and those that no longer have eligibility. For those of you that can no longer put on the UM-Dearborn uniform, I've got some thoughts. So a couple things. First, I can empathize with no longer having to put on that jersey. It's a very difficult moment. I remember that entirely. We were at Central State University, and I took off the jersey for the last time. And I would kill to find some eligibility. So if we can work anything out, I'm sure I can figure out something. But second, I'll stop short of calling it an advice. I'll call it a consideration. I mentioned my first shot was an air ball. I'm not going to patronize you with a topical advice like keep on shooting, you'll eventually score. I told you the story about the 8-foot, 400-pound player I was competing against. I'm not going to tell you during tough times you can't back down. You already know that. My consideration that I ask of you is keep being born. Don't seek complacency. Don't seek simple happiness, and don't seek empty acclaim. Therein lies utter madness, and I promise you'll be unhappy. If you find yourself searching for things that are meaningful, you're going to be happy, not those that will simply make you happy on the surface. That's a merry-go-round that spins around in the circle, and it doesn't go anywhere. So after you graduate in a degree in a particular field, and after years in that field, you're no longer passionate about that. Find out what you are passionate and go after it like your life depends on it, because trust me, it does. Keep challenging yourself to new things, keep learning, keep pursuing betterment, and keep being born. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate the opportunity tonight.
Thank you, Patrick, for that mathematically correct speech and making my mic way too tall for me. We do ask for him to remain on stage to accept a gift of recognition on behalf of the U of M-Dearborn Department of Athletics and Recreation for being a part of tonight's program. Thank you, Patrick. The 2018-19 academic year brought many great successes for U of M-Dearborn in competition, in the classroom, and in the community. The 2018-19 men's ice hockey team won 30 games, captured the inaugural WAC regular season title, and advanced to the ACHA Division I National Tournament semifinals in Dallas. Where's that clap? I heard a clap. There it is. Head coach Chris Haltner was recently named the ACHA Division I National Coach of the Year, marking the first time a U of M-Dearborn coach has received such an honor. The women's basketball team set a new program record with 24 wins in the most exciting season in the over 40-year history of the team. There they are, making noise right there. I see them. The second-year baseball program has quickly become a force in the WAC, sweeping Madonna University and defeating number 21 Indiana Tech on the road. The cross-country teams opened the academic year with the new U of M-Dearborn tradition, hosting the first meet in program history, the Wolverine Twilight, in August 2018. Ryan Exel set new program records for the men's team and qualified for the NAIA National Championships. The Wolverine men also won the first event in program history, capturing the 2018 Lansing Invitational. 2018-19 marked the first year for the U of M-Dearborn men's and women's bowling programs competing in the WAC and the NAIA, while the athletics department prepared for the first season for women's ice hockey, along with men's and women's golf in 2019-20, bringing the total number of U of M-Dearborn programs to 16, the highest in school history. We will now begin honoring our student athletes with several awards from the 2018-19 academic year. To start the evening, please welcome U of M-Dearborn Assistant Athletics Director of Internal Operations and Compliance, Matt Cunningham, as he presents the Champions of Character team for each NAIA sport. Each NAIA sponsored team has a Champions of Character member. The Champions of Character team is composed of student athletes who demonstrate the 5 core values of the NAIA's Champion of Character program. The 5 core values are integrity, respect, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. Recipients, when your name is announced, please enter the stage by the stairs to my right and exit the stairs to my left following the picture on stage. We also ask all award recipients to gather at the backdrop on the north side of the gym at the end of tonight's event for more pictures. The 2018-19 Champions of Character student athletes from men's soccer, Mark Dawson. From women's soccer, Valeria Cosilione. From volleyball, JC Forrester. From women's cross country, Kaylee Kozlowski. From men's cross country, Luke Areola. From men's bowling, Aaron Stubbs. From women's bowling, Olivia Duran. From men's ice hockey, Tyler Dalton. From softball, Julie St. John. From baseball, Wayman Lemon Jr. And from men's lacrosse, Liam Turner. Give it up one more time and congratulations to the WAC Champions of Character team members. Now please welcome Academic and Life Skills Coordinator and Head Volleyball Coach Eric Stark to present the WAC All-Academic Team NAIA Scholar Athletes and the ACHA Scholar Athletes. First, we will honor the 2018 WAC All-Academic Team. In order to be named to the WAC All-Academic Team, a student athlete must be at least a junior in academic standing, have been enrolled full-time at UM-Dearborn for 1 year prior to the start of their season, and have at least a 3.25 cumulative grade point average. The following student athletes maintain between a 3.25 and 3.49 cumulative GPA at the time of award submission. From women's cross country, Olivia Cadam. Kayla De La Cruz. Marina Gucher. And Kaylee Kozlowski. Olivia Cadam also earned this honor for softball. From volleyball, JC Forrester and Bronte Matura. From women's soccer, Nicole Losick and Lupe Rodriguez. From men's basketball, Mahdi Hamadi and Jared Jackson. From baseball, Ryan Beadle, Patrick Downing, and Cole Van Wagner. From softball, Kaylee McConnell and Julie St. John. Give it up one more time and congratulations to the 2018-19 WAC All-Academic Team. And now for the NAIA Scholar Athlete Award recipients. To be named an NAIA Scholar Athlete, a student athlete must be at least a junior in academic standing, have 1 year of attendance at the university at the time of the award, and have at least a 3.5 cumulative grade point average. All the following student athletes were also named to the WAC All-Academic Team in 2018-19. From women's cross country, Brittany Bateman and Lauren Sanders. From men's cross country, Sean Fisher and Jared Zella. From women's soccer, Jordan Anhauser and Jenna Rogers. From men's soccer, Grant Baker, Luke Baker, and Devin Dishroon. From volleyball, Daniela Borelli. From women's basketball, Jenna Rogers and Micah White. From women's bowling, Kayla Miller. From baseball, Daniel Kerr. From men's lacrosse, Devin Callahan, Nolan Landis, Ben Phillips, and Micah Rinke. And from softball, Rachel Clem, Leah Oldham, Sarah Prashad, and Samantha Taranjo. Give it up one more time to the 2018-19 NAIA Scholar Athletes. Next, we will honor the American Collegiate Hockey Association Scholar Athletes. For a member of the men's ice hockey team to receive this award, they must be at least a junior in standing and maintain a 3.2 cumulative GPA. All of this year's honorees were also named to the WAC All-Academic Team. The 2018-19 honorees are John Barlow, Kevin Bouchard, Tyler Dalton, Tyler Grote, Michael Hodson, Thomas Proudlock, and Troy Saunders. Give it up one more time to the 2018-19 ACHA Scholar Athletes. In addition to the outstanding work by our student athletes in the classroom, This group of Wolverines take tremendous pride in community service, offering their time and support to numerous causes across campus and in the surrounding community. In a tradition that began last year, the U of M-Dearborn Department of Athletics and Recreation would like to honor the team that put forth the most hours of community service in 2018-19, naming them the Champions of Charity Team. This year's winning program is cross country. Please welcome the men's and women's cross country teams along with the coaches to the stage for a picture. They're coming from everywhere.
Probably put more than one behind us. Start the second row. I'm a little tall. Yeah, there we go. I'm just. Look backwards.
That picture ended up being much wider than I anticipated, so I exited. In past year, the highest GPA for a team and individual were recognized at the banquet. Due to the banquet being moved up 1 week, final GPAs have not been calculated yet. Once those have been calculated, the highest team GPA and individual GPA members will be recognized in a press release on the athletics website. We are also very honored to be announcing a monetary award to be given to the highest female and highest male team GPA effective in the 2019-20 academic year. The George M. and Pauline M. Filipich Memorial Team GPA Awards will award $750 each to the highest female and male team GPA for the academic year beginning in 2019-20. The awards are meant to impress upon and remind U of M-Dearborn student athletes the importance of academic excellence, which takes a high degree of dedication and commitment and is always enhanced by and through teamwork. New for 2019, the Student Athlete Advisory Council has selected the U of M-Dearborn Play of the Year and the Game of the Year. These were just two of the incredible moments from the 2018-19 season. With 4 seconds remaining in regulation, the Wolverines men's basketball team trailed number 6 Cornerstone University by 3 points. After a timeout, U of M-Dearborn inbounded the ball to senior Mafian Joyner. He dribbled twice, rose up, and hit a three-pointer while being fouled. Joyner hit the free throw to put the Wolverines in front for the win.
Timeout. Paul will inbound it from the sideline. They trail 66-63. Justin Valentine here with you from the field house. Inbound Joyner. Needs to put it up. Gets the three. Gets the foul. Hits the shot. With 2 seconds to play. We are tied. And Joyner can win it at the free throw line. It's Mafian Joyner at the line. Looking to give the Wolverines the lead. And he does. 1 point game. 67-66. Timeout Golden Eagles. They have 2 seconds to respond. Baker's gonna send it in. Up the court. Intercepted by Joyner. The Wolverines pull off the upset at home. 67-66. Mafian Joyner pulls it off down the stretch. The second straight upset win for U of M-Dearborn. They down number 13 Indiana Tech last Saturday and number 6 cornerstone on this night.
I don't know who that was screaming into the mic. Jeez. Needless to say, I had no voice the following day, so Mafian and the rest of the team, thank you for that. The SAC game of the year was turned in by the men's lacrosse team in a thrilling upset of number 6 Siena Heights in March. After Siena Heights went on a 9-1 run to tie the game at 15-15 with 25 seconds to play, freshman Dylan Beal cleanly won a faceoff and raced down the field, passed to Adam Rank, who fired home the game-winning goal. That one was much more calming to watch, guys. Up next, please welcome men's ice hockey senior student athlete Tyler Dalton to the stage for the annual senior speech. Tyler was chosen from the 2018-19 group of Wolverine seniors to give the senior speech by the All Sports Banquet Committee for his tremendous dedication to the U of M-Dearborn men's ice hockey team and the athletics department as a whole. Dalton is a 2-time ACHA Scholar Athlete, U of M-Dearborn men's ice hockey alternate captain, and U of M-Dearborn difference maker. Tyler has been named to the U of M-Dearborn Wolverine Award and Chancellor's Award winner at past all sports banquets, while also serving on the Student Athletic Advisory Council and the Emerging Leaders Counselor. At the 2019 commencement ceremony on Sunday, Tyler was awarded with the Chancellor's Medallion for the College of Business. Please welcome Tyler Dalton.
Wow. Thank you, Justin, for that incredible introduction. Thank you, Matt Boudry and Brian Earl, for the opportunity to speak tonight. Family, friends, professors, and distinguished guests, thank you for also being here tonight, and thank you to my graduating seniors for letting me speak on behalf of us. The class of 2019, how cool is it to say that? Yesterday was easily the best day of my life, the culmination of 24 years of hard work, determination, grit, perseverance. Watching all of yesterday's events unfold with so many members of my family, surrounded by my teammates and other friends, it was absolutely incredible. But after yesterday's commencement ceremony, I tore up my speech that I'd already written for today, and let me tell you why. I was given the opportunity to have brunch with Chancellor Grasso, Dean Balakrishnan, distinguished students, and our families, along with yesterday's commencement keynote speaker. Our commencement speaker, Tony England, is the Dean of our College of Engineering, but most notably is a former NASA astronaut on the Space Lab 2 mission and was a support crewman for the Apollo 13 and 16 missions. We were able to participate in a question and answer session with him before the commencement ceremony, and one of his responses helped put the last 4 years into perspective for me. One of the guests asked him about experiencing astronauts' euphoria when you move into zero gravity, conditions once you leave the Earth's atmosphere and begin orbiting the Earth. This part serves as a bit of a teaser, and I'll tell you his answer at the conclusion of my remarks, but it is important to know that I had a speech prepared for literally weeks, but his answer to this question changed me forever. So how did we get here? What was my experience in orbit like? Wow, who doesn't love a good metaphor? So let's run it back. Let's run it back to 2015. A year where we debated whether a dress was gold and white or if it was black and blue. Trap Queen was the only song that was ever played on the radio, and where my story as a student athlete here begins. In the fall of 2015, I met Kevin Bouchard. Kevin showed up after the tryout process and was not a member of our original recruiting class, but he sent Coach Chris an email just seeing if there was a chance that he could come and skate with us. Kevin has a past of ups and downs, just like all of us. But he came to Chris and just asked for one more chance. A guy who didn't ask for much, just a chance to play the game that he loves for a few more years and contribute to something special. A coach's dream. Kevin was our leader, not because he wore the C, but because of who he is and how he conducts himself. No one gives a better pregame speech than Kevin Bouchard. No one. And I think the guys would agree with that. But off the ice, no one is a better friend than Bish. Because of his experiences and the things that he's overcome, he is a constant resource to me. I can't count the amount of times where I've said, here's what's going on, Kev, what do I do? Or, dude, I'm in a rut, I need your help. Kev's a brother, one of my best friends, one of the greatest people I've ever met, and my role model. When the world puts people like Kevin Bouchard in your life, you keep them close. Along with Kevin, this group of senior athletes has held a special place in my heart. On the basketball court, on the softball field, on the lacrosse field, and on the ice rink. We've had record goal scorers, point scorers, and home run hitters. We've won more than we've lost. We've seen each other win conference championships and tournament championships. But what I love about us the most, what stands out the most, is why we came here and what happened after we arrived. When we first showed up, the field house didn't look like this. The rink didn't look like it does. And in fact, the event that we're attending tonight wasn't big enough to be hosted here. But this group saw the vision. We saw the potential in our coaches, looked at Matt Boudry and Brian Earl, and knew this place was destined for success by the time today came around. We bought into the vision that other people didn't see. To my graduating seniors, guess what? All the improvements that you see here today don't happen without us. In my opinion, we are the greatest class of athletes that have ever walked through these halls. This school is better because we decided to come here. Am I biased? Oh yeah. But I really do mean what I said. And tonight, the seniors deserve to be celebrated. That celebration ought to be extended to all of our parents tonight as well. My parents have been at 99.9% of the games over my career, and the ones that they've missed have been few and far between. They made the 3-hour trip for every home game and were a part of our traveling fan base with so many other hockey parents. In the rain, sleet, snow, and blizzards, they never missed a puck drop. Mom and Dad, you are my heroes. You have set such a wonderful example on how to be successful and how to treat other people. I'm so lucky to have you, so thankful to look up to you, and love you both so deeply. I would not be here without you. They are not the only ones who have been a part of our loyal fan base. Sarah Prashad's family drives from Toronto over a 4-hour drive to every softball game. And I know that they're not the only ones who are making this type of effort. So to all the parents here tonight, thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for supporting all of us here. But I have to tell you, despite the 98 wins, the 4 conference championships, the 4 national tournament appearances, the leadership positions, the awards, the recognition, this road has been anything but easy. I've certainly faced more than my fair share of adversity, and I know I'm not the only one. Being a student athlete is hard. I mean that. Let's walk through the schedule. At least an hour practice each day. Mandatory conditioning and weight trainings outside of normal practice. Meal prepping on weekends, road trips and traveling. Oh, and that's right, a minimum of 12 credit hours in the classroom. And if we use the standard every hour in the class equals 3 hours out of the classroom, that's at least 48 hours of work, both inside and out. Majority of our student athletes are working or taking care of family members on top of all of our other requirements. And that doesn't take into account trying to squeeze in a social life or even sleeping. How are we able to make it through these days without cracking? Let me tell you some secrets that not many people know about me. I've had setbacks and disappointments in my life. I came from a broken home. My high school girlfriend passed away tragically in a sledding accident when I was 16. I had a horrific, nearly career-ending injury when I was a sophomore, and I thought my career was over. I was sad, I was despondent, and I almost quit 100 times. For the longest time, I always considered this my weakness, and I always thought that I was alone. But battling adversity and looking for help doesn't make us weak or isolate us from the real world. It just makes us humans. Athletes aren't immune to the emotional changes that the general public faces. For years, I would look and listen for people who were going through the same thing that I did, but while sitting in the crowd, no one ever spoke up. I know that someone tonight needs to hear this. Someone is fighting the same fight that I have, and this is my chance to extend a hand. You are not alone. So what was it, Tyler? What was Dean England's response? What could he have possibly said to you that made you throw a speech away and start from scratch? Dean England told us a story when he landed the space shuttle. Once the astronauts landed, doctors boarded the shuttle to make sure that they're not sick and that they're able to walk. Dean England sat there with a blank stare and didn't try to move. The doctors rushed to his aid and were checking on him to make sure he was responsive and not ill. After repeatedly telling the doctors that he was all right, he finally looked directly at them and said, "Don't you get it? Nothing's wrong. I'm not sick. I'm just sad it's over." He didn't mean to do this. But he perfectly summarized my college experience. A man who performed 126 orbits around the Earth said the words that I've been searching for. I'll never be as close to the moon as he was. I'll never see the stars like he has. But these last years have been pretty damn close. Tonight I'm going back to Cleveland. In a few weeks I'm starting my dream job. And tonight I've been looking forward to this day, but tonight I'm just sad it's over. My speech last night didn't have that message. It didn't tell this story, and the one that I've been trying to tell. The great philosopher Winnie the Pooh once said, "How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard?" I prayed for a college experience that would have been half as great as this one was. The people here, the friends I've made, the games we've won, what we've built as a department, and what the future holds for us is nothing short of incredible. Dearborn isn't where I was born, it isn't where I was raised, and it's not where I grew up, but it's my home, and those 27 guys on the right of the room are my family. I know I'll be back. I know I'll see you again, and I can't wait to see what you learn from your time closest to the moon. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for making these the best years of my life. Go Blue.
Keep it going again for Tyler Dalton. Now I have to apologize as we rewind here. We need to recognize as well the men's and women's basketball team for the Champions of Character Award. We have Jared Jackson for men's and Jenna Rogers for the women's. And also, please welcome U of M-Dearborn faculty athletics representative Don Shelton to present the Wolverine Awards. The Wolverine Award is presented to one female and one male student athlete each year who achieved success in both the classroom and in competition and had to persevere through a difficult situation while continuing to succeed in the classroom and demonstrating extraordinary spirit. The first recipient of the 2019 Wolverine Award this season is a senior on the U of M-Dearborn softball team and has been a tremendous leader for the Wolverines during her time at U of M-Dearborn. She has overcome numerous obstacles in her time as a Wolverine. Earlier this season, she belted the first home run of her career in Myrtle Beach, leading the Wolverines to a win. After another setback, she returned for senior day to help U of M-Dearborn in a sweep of Cornerstone University. She is an NAIA Scholar Athlete, WAC All-Academic Team Honoree, and a WAC Champion of Character. The 2019 Female Wolverine Award winner from softball, Leah Oldham.
Hello, everyone. I'll make this short and sweet. I would just like to say thank you to so many people throughout my 4 years here. I've had countless injuries. I mean, every year I've had a setback, and unfortunately this year I had a career-ending injury. And first, I want to thank my teammates for always being there for me. You made my senior year incredible. I mean, even though I couldn't play for my last season, it was the most memorable. To my roommates, especially Sarah, Julie, and Rachel, you guys kept me sane through all the hot mess that I went through, and I love you guys so dearly. To Kim and Jake for always being there for me when mentally I wasn't there, and physically you guys kept me in the game for as long as you can, and I really appreciate you guys. And to my parents, thank you for always being there for me. Even though I didn't play much because of my injuries, you guys always came and supported me. I really, really love you guys. That's pretty much it, and thank you to all of the other seniors in my class. You really made my 4 years extremely memorable, and I thank you so much. Thank you.
The second recipient of the 2019 Wolverine Award has left a mark of excellence and perseverance in his time at U of M-Dearborn. He has served as captain of the men's ice hockey team for the last 2 seasons, leading the Wolverines back to its place as the premier program in the ACHA. After departing the program shortly after arriving in 2011, he returned to U of M-Dearborn with a restored focus and purpose. He earned great success on the ice, garnering the unconditional respect and admiration of his teammates and coaches along the way. The 2019 Male Wolverine Award winner from men's ice hockey, the captain, Kevin Bouchard.
I do not have too much to say, but I wanted to say thank you to some very special people to me. First off, I wanted to say thank you to Matt and to Brian for believing in second chances. They offered me an opportunity when they absolutely owed me nothing. I wanted to say thank you to Coach Chris, who gave me a shot when, again, he had no reason to. He had already given me a first opportunity, and I took it for granted. And it's not oftentimes in life that you get a second chance, and thank you for giving that to me. I want to say thank you to the guys on the team for never missing a chance to remind me that I'm a little bit older than everybody else, but for never treating me any differently than anybody else either. And lastly, I wanted to say thank you to my parents who have been on this roller coaster ride with me for a long time now, and it's great to see the end with you guys. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Our next award is the William Rudy Radulovich Award. To present this award, please welcome Assistant Athletics Director of Internal Operations and Compliance, Matt Cunningham. Showed up quick this time. This annual award was established by the Conrad Charitable Foundation to honor the memory of William Rudy Radulovich, who was the first intramural sports director at the University of Michigan-Dearborn. Through his energy and leadership as intramural sports director at U of M-Dearborn, Rudy established an active sports and recreational program involving all segments of the campus. The Rudy Radulovich Award will be given to 2 club sports students, 1 male and 1 female, who have contributed most to their team through hard work, enthusiasm, and commitment. The male award winner is a member of the club wrestling team. He is a senior and qualified for nationals earlier this year in Texas. The first Radulovich Award winner, Ahmed Batar.
I'd like to thank you for giving me this award. After I graduated high school, I honestly did not think I was going to be able to wrestle again, but this university gave me a second chance. Coach Grant McKenzie gave me a second chance, and thank you.
Our second Radulovich Award completed her goal of 4 straight national championships earlier this year, winning at the NCAA National Meet in Texas. She is just as successful in the classroom, maintaining a strong GPA in the engineering program at U of M-Dearborn, while also joining the U of M-Dearborn cross-country team in 2018. She's an exceptional example of what it means to be a student athlete and is now a 4-time Radulovich Award winner. Please congratulate from the club wrestling team, Marina Gucher.
It is such an honor to receive this award. I'm so grateful for all the experiences I've had through University of Michigan-Dearborn as well as University of Michigan-Dearborn's wrestling team. It is such a privilege to be able to represent U of M-Dearborn in many ways as well as at the national level for wrestling. Thank you.
Our next awards will be the Female and Male Newcomers of the Year. The Female Newcomer of the Year put together an impressive first season with the Wolverine softball team, dominating in the field, solidifying the middle of the U of M-Dearborn batting order, and adding depth to the Wolverine pitching rotation. She finished the 2019 season batting a team-high .410 with 7 home runs, 39 RBIs, 26 runs scored, and 7 stolen bases while playing several key positions in the field at a high level. She made 19 appearances on the mound, pitched 53 in the 3rd innings for the Wolverines. The 2019 Female Newcomer of the Year from softball, Madeline Skeen.
Thank you. I want to thank my parents, first of all, because they give me unconditional love no matter what. I want to thank my teammates. You guys are awesome. And my coaches. Okay.
The men's cross-country team had the best year in program history, with the first race win as a team and a highest ever finish of 6th place at the WAC Championships. The Male Newcomer of the Year is awarded to a student athlete that set new program best and reached the NAIA National Championships for the Wolverines. He was named the WAC Newcomer of the Year and placed 15th individually at the WAC Championships before competing at the NAIA National Meet. The 2019 Male Newcomer of the Year from men's cross country, easy, right? Ryan Exel.
First of all, I wanted to give a huge thanks to the athletic department for sending me on my trip to Iowa to compete at the national level. So thank you so much for that. I also wanted to thank all of my teammates that ran with me this winter. You guys make the miles so much easier. Big thanks to all of my coaches as well, Joe, Quinn, Pickle, NJ, and Megan. You guys each have a very important role in my success that I've had so far, so thank you for that. And lastly, I want to thank my parents for their commitment to my excellence. From driving me to DC for a 10-mile race to cheering me on at Willow Metro Park locally. You guys have always been there, so thank you so much.
Our next award is the Coach of the Year. The Coach of the Year award is presented to the coach whose team demonstrated improvement, high academic success, and embodies the 5 core values of the NAIA. This winner is voted on by his peers. This year's U of M-Dearborn Coach of the Year set new standards for winning with this program. He guided the women's basketball team to a program best 24 wins and its first ever national ranking, while helping the Wolverines return to the WAC postseason tournament, hosting a WAC tournament game for the first time. The 2019 Coach of the Year, as selected by his peers, from women's basketball, Jordan Sweeney.
All right. First, I want to start off by thanking a whole bunch of people. Anybody from the administration, coaches, staff, trainers, student workers, and parents. All of you are a huge help for myself, the women's basketball team, and the athletic department. I was able to get a start while I was at Fair State University, and while I was there, I got the great opportunity to have a mentor, and during that time, he had taught me a very valuable lesson, and that lesson was that the most valuable resource, especially in athletics, is people, right? Buildings, money, all that type of stuff could come and go, but by far, people are the most valuable resource, all right? And because of that, I went out and got a lot of people. They were very good people, and because of that, I was able to have a really good staff and a lot of really good players. So thank you for all of you, for all you guys' hard work, and thank you for this award.
Next, to present the Female and Male Athlete of the Year awards, please welcome back Assistant Athletics Director for External Operations, Brian Earl. The Female and Male Athlete of the Year award is given to a student athlete who demonstrates strong athletic performance, strong effort in the classroom, and embodies the 5 core values of the NAIA of integrity, servant leadership, sportsmanship, respect, and responsibility. The 2018-19 season was a tremendous campaign for Wolverine women's basketball, a new team best for wins in the first national rankings in program history. This year's Female Newcomer of the Year was the leader on the court for U of M-Dearborn, starting all 31 games at the point guard position. She averaged 10.9 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game, while being named to the All-WAC first team and defensive team. This year's Female Athlete of the Year from women's basketball, Rajanae Wells.
Well, I don't really have a speech. I never spoke in front of this many people. But I just want to say thank you to everyone at U of M-Dearborn, especially my coach. I came from a different school, and it was just really nice for him to give me the opportunity to play again. And my family, my teammates, shout out to them. And then all my other coaches, too. Just having a family environment was really big for me here, and that's also why I think I became the player that I am now. And shout out to my family, my mom's here. And then I just want to thank them too for supporting me in my decision on transferring, and they helped me every step of the way, so I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for this.
The University of Michigan-Dearborn men's ice hockey team continued its tradition of conference and national success in 2018-19, winning the WAC regular season title and marching to the ACHA Division I national semifinals. This year's Male Athlete of the Year has led the Wolverine offense since stepping on campus. He scored a team-high 46 goals this season, setting a new career high. He added 20 assists and eclipsed 100 career goals in December of 2018. He is a two-time ACHA Scholar Athlete and was named an alternate captain for the Wolverines prior to the season. Please congratulate the 2019 Male Athlete of the Year from the men's ice hockey team, Tyler Grote.
I just want to start by saying thank you. I'm truly honored to be able to accept this award with so many great athletes being in the room tonight. Even though it's considered an individual award, I don't really view it that way. Without my teammates, none of my success would have been possible. They're the ones who push me every day in practice. They're out there with me in games, so I don't think that without them I wouldn't have had any success that I did. I want to thank my coaches. They have made our program into what it is today. When we started our my first year here, the program has come a very long way, and I think that is mostly owed to them. And lastly, I'd just like to thank everyone in the athletic department, Matt, Brian. You guys make everything that we have possible, and it's truly been an honor to spend the last 4 years here as a Michigan-Dearborn athlete, so thank you.
Now we would like to welcome Chancellor Domenico Grasso back to the stage to present the 2019 Chancellor's Award. The Chancellor's Award nominees must demonstrate distinguished leadership and extraordinary commitment to the community and to the university. This year, 2 recipients were selected from a group of highly deserving student athletes. The first recipient of the Chancellor's Award is a member of 2 U of M-Dearborn teams, women's basketball and soccer. She is a leader for both programs and a leader within the athletic department. She served as the president of the U of M-Dearborn Student Athlete Advisory Council in 2018-19. She is a 4-time WAC All-Academic Team member and 4-time NAIA Scholar Athlete, while being named to the 2018-19 Women's Basketball Champion of Character. The first 2019 Chancellor's Award winner from women's basketball and soccer, Jenna Rogers.
Okay, so first off, I just wanted to say thank you for this nomination, and I also wanted to congratulate everyone else who got nominated for this award, because the nomination is the true award and recognition. In the description of this award, one of the big contributors was an involvement in the university and community, and obviously, like being on 2 sports, that's one thing, but also being the president of SAC has helped with that. And so I know Matt said all of our accomplishments, but I really just wanted to point out everyone in SAC because without them, it wouldn't have been as successful as we were this year. So I wanted to thank them, and then I wanted to thank my family, my friends, my coaches, my teammates for just helping me grow as a player, as a person, and as a leader. Thank you.
The second Chancellor's Award winner has been a leader since stepping onto campus 2 years ago for the newly formed U of M-Dearborn baseball program. Head coach Matt Cunningham often says about this student athlete, quote, "He made us a contender in the WAC right away." His calm demeanor behind the plate and leadership in the dugout has propelled the young Wolverine program to new heights in 2018-19. He was a 2018 Slam Scholarship Award winner and holds a near-perfect GPA in the highly demanding College of Engineering. The second 2019 Chancellor's Award winner from baseball, Daniel Kerr.
First of all, I'd just like to start off and thank my parents. They support me so much, and I am truly grateful for all that. I'd also like to give a special thanks to one of my baseball coaches throughout the years. He's always pushed me to be the best that I can be in life, not only in baseball, but with school and everything like that. So special thanks to him. And lastly, I'd like to thank my coaches, my teammates. You guys are truly a family to me, and I love you guys. Thank you.
The last individual award this evening will recognize an employee for their outstanding service, achievement, and leadership to our student athletes department and university. This year's acclaimed staff award winner has demonstrated tremendous leadership in her role since taking over in September of 2017. She has streamlined numerous department functions, making day-to-day operations simpler. More importantly, she is a constant source of joy and cheerfulness, always willing to listen to everyone else's issues and never turning away a colleague in need of help. The 2019 acclaimed staff award winner, Michelle Wilson.
Wow. I tell Matt often that this isn't just a job. I get to work here. This is truly a family. It's a joy. All of you student athletes feel like one of my kids. All my coaches feel like one of my kids, because I mean, I'm old. And I just thank you so very much for giving me so much joy and letting me be a part of your story. Thank you.
Please welcome back Brian Earl to the stage for a special presentation.
Who knew a celebration could have so many tear-jerking moments? But thank you. I would like to ask Professor Kirk Filipich to the stage to present our next award. The second annual Robert L. Simpson and Bruce O. Bublitz Slam Scholarship Awards will be given to one male and one female student athlete. The award includes a one-year, $1,500 scholarship to each recipient for the 2019-20 academic year. These University of Michigan-Dearborn student athletes serve as models of sportsmanship, leadership, and academic achievement, not only for other UM-Dearborn student athletes, but for the entire campus community. These student athletes are dedicated to the principles such as integrity and fair play, as well as respect and concern for their teammates and opponents alike. These student athletes are committed to giving maximum effort both on the field and in the classroom. Recipients of these awards are recognized not only for their past dedication and commitment, but also for their continued dedication and commitment as student athletes at UM-Dearborn and beyond. The SLAM Awards are named for former UM-Dearborn Provost Robert L. Simpson and former Dean of the UM-Dearborn College of Business, Bruce O. Bublitz. Their love for college athletics was only surpassed by their dedication and commitment to academic integrity and student success. The first winner of the 2019 SLAM Award is entering her senior season for the Wolverine women's basketball team, which she helped push to new levels of success in 2018-19. She was a leading scorer for the Wolverines, proving her toughness numerous times, hitting big shots for UM-Dearborn. The first recipient of the SLAM Scholarship Award from women's basketball, Sade Lemons.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I am so blessed and so honored to be receiving this right now. I want to thank my coaches, my teammates for working hard with me every single day, my family for the constant support, my friends that have stood next to me through the highs and lows. This means so much to me. I've transferred through 3 different schools, and I'm just so blessed to be able to play basketball, the sport I love, and be a Wolverine at the same time. So I appreciate this. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sade.
The second recipient of the SLAM Scholarship Award was recently named to the WAC All-Academic Team and an NAIA Scholar Athlete for the men's lacrosse team. He changed positions this season and flourished for the Wolverines, scoring a career-high 15 goals and adding 11 assists, starting all 12 games at attack. The second SLAM Scholarship Award winner from men's lacrosse, Ben Phillips.
So I'd like to thank all you guys for coming. Also, big thanks to my team, because otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do so good at after changing positions. Thank you to the coaches, and hope you guys have a great night.
This year, 37 Michigan-Dearborn student athletes played their final collegiate game. We would like to recognize all of them and give each senior a gift on behalf of the Department of Athletics and Recreation for their outstanding commitment and perseverance. The 2018-19 senior class from volleyball, Caitlin Carlson, Catherine Neely, J.C. Forrester, and Aaron Perinello. From women's cross country, Kaylee Kozlowski. From men's soccer, Mark Dawson, Scott Dunford, and Joseph Georgic. From women's soccer, Valeria Costilleon, Nicole Losick, Aaron McDonald, and Lupe Rodriguez. From men's ice hockey, Tyler Dalton, Kevin Bouchard, Tyler Grote, Andrew Spiegel, John Barlow, Troy Saunders, and Christian Remage. From men's basketball, Juwan Harper, Xavier Crawford, and Mafian Joyner. From women's basketball, Micah White. From men's bowling, Michael Allen and Ryan Jowski. From women's bowling, Kayla Miller. From men's lacrosse, Devin Callahan, Dennis Havlin, Nolan Landis, Alex Jokai. From baseball, Daniel Kerr, Wayman Lemon Jr., and Nick Montroy. And from softball, Rachel Clem, Julie St. John, and Leah Oldham. Also joining softball, Sarah Prashad. We thank you for your commitment to your sport and university. We wish you success in your future endeavors. Okay, we'll switch. Got it. I want to once again extend my appreciation for being with us tonight to honor this tremendous group of student athletes. Congratulations to all honorees and student athletes this evening. I would like to again thank our event sponsor, the University of Michigan Credit Union. Finally, we would like to extend our appreciation to the following individuals and groups for their efforts in coordinating and executing the 2019 All Sports Banquet. The Banquet Subcommittee of Brian Earl, Matt Cunningham, Eric Stark, Nick McCutcheon, Brandon Shakta, Danny Blacker, and Michelle Wilson. From University Unions and Events, Director David Disney, and Meetings and Special Events Assistants, Karen Stone, and from the Department of Language, Culture, and Communication, Senior Engineer Greg Taylor. We would also like to send a special thanks to Picasso Restaurant Group for the outstanding food and service tonight, and to the Michigan Journal for your continued coverage of all U of M-Dearborn athletics throughout the 2018-19 academic year. Again, I would like to remind all award recipients to gather by the backdrop to my right for pictures at the conclusion of the program. It's not in here. It's not in here. Here, I'll do it. Okay. Justin, come here. Keep going. You want to roll that? Okay. Okay. Before we finish with our closing remarks, we would like to recognize a very special group of people with a tradition that we find very important. Each year, hundreds and maybe even thousands of hours of hard work and effort are put in by our head coaches. They work tirelessly in season and out of season, preparing practice plans, strength and conditioning both in and out of season, recruiting, scheduling, attending meetings and professional development workshops, and handling all administrative duties for their respective programs, plus many more things that are too long to list. As a small token of appreciation, we would like to call up each head coach and present them with a gift for their efforts and passion. Eric Stark, head coach of volleyball. Joe Horka, head coach of men's and women's cross country. Matt Quirk, head coach of men's soccer. Danielle Dow, head coach of women's soccer. Chris Haltner, head coach of men's ice hockey. Taylor Langley, head coach of men's basketball. Jordan Sweeney, head coach of women's basketball. Jason Watts, head coach of men's lacrosse. Vince Alessandrini, head coach of softball. Matt Cunningham, head coach of baseball. Marty Marshall, head coach of men's and women's bowling. Kelly Kuhlman, head coach of men's and women's golf. And Tim Ames, head coach of women's ice hockey. Thank you, coaches, for going above and beyond with your time and commitment to our student athletes and university. Please join us in congratulating this fantastic group of head coaches.
Perfect. I got it. Thank you. All right, now we have officially reached the conclusion and the closing remarks. The good news, we're at the final stage. The bad news is it's still raining outside, so the weather hasn't improved. But before I go to the closing remarks, I would like to say a few thank yous as well. And to be respectful of your time, I won't go back through each recognition that Justin Valentine said thank you for. There's many folks that helped organize and prepare and host a successful event this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nick McCutcheon. Nick, where are you in the room? If you could stand real quick. There's going to be a few individual recognitions. Nick's probably wondering why he's standing, but Friday afternoon, Nick's computer crashed, which the entire script in preparation for the all-sports banquet is run through this gentleman who's outstanding and arrived on campus Saturday for 10 hours to prepare for this evening. So let's give a special thank you to Nick. All recipients, honorees, congratulations, guests, thank you. By far, the most successful and attended event that we've hosted in the 5 years I've been at University of Michigan-Dearborn. Had conversations with, what are you going to do when we get to 450, 500? Well, that's a good problem to have. When we started, this was about 100 to 125, and tonight we're close to 400 guests. So thank you for your support and your attendance tonight. Tyler, Pat, your inspirational speeches, outstanding. Gave me chills. Hopefully, those in the audience were able to relate, and they'll be able to take those stories back to their life. It was really special, and I thank you for the time and commitment you put into preparing those. So Pat and Tyler, thank you very much. And last but not least, my wife, Lauren, for the love and support. She's not here this evening because she's at home with our recently newborn Hudson David Boudre, who was born on April 11th and has been a wonderful blessing and joy in our life. I love both of them very much, and my wife's support throughout the year and love is amazing. So from afar in Canton, thank you, Lauren. As you can see, we've had many accomplishments tonight. How hard our student athletes, staff, programs work in competition in the classroom and community. For returning student athletes, we look forward to watching you work towards achieving your growth and goals academically, athletically, and socially. For seniors, again, thank you for your years of hard work and dedication to being a student athlete. We hope that you truly enjoyed your experience at UM-Dearborn. We enjoyed watching you compete and grow as students, athletes, and leaders. We look forward to seeing you at many games next season. Seniors, as you move forward down your own path, remember, not only are you a graduate of the University of Michigan-Dearborn, you are a Wolverine and among the leaders and best. Good luck and be proud. I'll conclude, seniors, with a few remarks to help you set your compass from myself and, as Tyler learned, Dean England's commencement speech yesterday. It's a combination of Dean England and my own personal well wishes. Number one, find a purpose and a passion. Number two, surround yourself with good people. Number three, be a servant leader. Number four, be a good teammate, coworker, spouse, friend, brother, sister. And last but not least, stay proud UM-Dearborn Wolverines. You were graduates yesterday, leaders today, and always go blue. And as Dean England stated, have confidence, set goals with values, and develop a strategy that gives you a plan for your future success. Thank you to all student athletes, administrators, coaches, family and friends, faculty, staff, and parents for joining us in this celebration and for your continued support. And if I wasn't doing my job successfully, I would tell you some events that are important for you to understand in the next several months. Number one, the Hall of Fame golf outing at TPC Michigan in Dearborn, a marquee event, a fun day to play golf, fellowship, find out new opportunities to help support us. Number two, UM-Dearborn Night at Comerica Park. It's the first event for us, Detroit Tigers versus Chicago White Sox, August 5th, 2019. And then right back here on April 27th, 2020, the 2020 All Sports Banquet. Let's see if we can open both curtains and maybe with the help of the Chancellor, a few improvements and make this gym look a little better in a year. Have a wonderful evening in summer, and we look forward to the 2019-20 academic year, the 46th year of UM-Dearborn athletics. And as always, go blue. Please drive home safely.